It's a pleasure to be here. First of all, a very good morning to all of you. Uh,
Good
special
morning, sir.
thanks, special thanks to GPA for your kind invitation to this fifth series of the LODI webinar series. I'm also I must also have a special thanks to Dr. Cordova for kindly inviting me to be part of this. On that note, I must thank Susan and Rob for your personal invitation to me, calling me and sending messages for that note. In fact, I'm very honored to be part of this series. And coming from the background of the academics, for me, it's from the bottom of the heart. I always find a privilege and an honor to be talking to students because I believe life is all about education. Lifelong is everything is about education. And I think as students from various colleges and university, you must remember this. Even though you leave the university or colleges, you don't stop. You continue learning. That's the philosophy of life. No? That's what the essence of life is going to be. So let me begin my talk today. There'll be three parts in my talk in the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I will only bring my slides somewhere in the middle of the presentation. I want to give you a background, what's happening at the moment. As students, you must realize that we are currently undergoing an unprecedented pandemic. And the problem what you face in the Philippines is the same what we are facing in Malaysia or Indonesia or thing. It has become regional, it has become very global. It's impacted not only in terms of economic, not only in terms of the political scenario, even the social culture system has now had to change and adapt to something new. So students, you must remember that because by understanding and appreciating what's happening with the current situation, only then you will be able to appreciate what you need to do. You see, you must be prepared for that. Now, I know bulk of the students are coming from the faculty of tourism and hospitality and all that. Now, you remember this industry is so sensitive, and over the last 10 to 12 months or so, it has affected us so badly that not only regionally, but globally, it has cost almost 80% of revenue generated by this industry has just gone evaporated. 80%. On top of that, almost about 120 million workforce in these industries have lost their jobs or gone full. You see, so you must remember that it's not the problem in the Philippines, it's a problem in the region and globally. It's the same. That's how you should see it. Now, of course, we know that we had the 9/11 impact in the US and then the SARS and all that. But even the financial crisis way back in 2008, what we are experiencing now is far more severe than what we have gone through over the years. We have not seen this situation where, what do you call, you're able to come out within a day or two and then say, everything's all right, let's wash your hands, let's move forward. No, things has to change now. The challenges faced by many organizations, whether it's the Philippines, whether it's the region or globally, it's the same. Everyone is busy looking how to manage their fixed expenses. Everyone out there. They're all looking how to manage the payrolls of the staff. They're looking at the morale of the staff. Some of the staff have been told to go on payroll, what they call FULO. Some of the staff have been told to get 50% pay cut. Things are like happening so unexpectedly. It has changed the whole landscape of business now. The current pandemic is not only most challenging in many lives of businesses, but it has impacted you as student. You must remember that it might not be directly, but indirectly, because you also have changed the way you study now. Where we ever thought that you don't have to go to campus, you can stay at home and do your own degree program, certificates, all that. No, it's happening now. Not only in the Philippines, all over the world. Even my students I teach masters in the universities, they find it so difficult to adapt themselves, moving from the campus life into home life. To do also, this is the things changing, and this is organic. It's changing continuously. Now, while this is happening, we are also witnessing what is happening in the world today is a lot of communication taking place in the health sector, where people are talking about measures, social distancing, what we call travel bans and mobility bans and community lockdowns. Like in Malaysia today, we are in lockdown. We are in serious lockdown for the last 2 weeks, and now been told that we will have another lockdown for another 2 more weeks. So these are things which I didn't expect at all. And then some of them are told to go on mandatory quarantine and self-quarantine. Now, all these measures, directly or indirectly, is going to disrupt the businesses. No, it's going to freeze your global travel. It's going to freeze your the hotel industry. It's going to make sure that people go out for leisures and all that. That's have to be halted down. This is what's happening. So it's important to remember at the same time that the tourism and hospitality industry contributes almost 1 to 10. I mean, out of 10 employees, one of them are coming from this industry globally, and that has impacted the tourism and the hospitality industry. And the industry has been a major contributor to the world economic GDP and all that. Now, while this is happening for the last 10 or 12 months, I would say that somehow the ASEAN countries have come out well, by sustaining or maintaining the surge of the cases in the COVID and all that. We managed to somehow control it. But today, it has changed. We have the new Delta variant. I'm sure you know about the Delta variant. It's much more severe. It is more transmissible than the other virus and all that. So we must get ourselves vaccinated. As students, prepare yourself, get yourself vaccinated, get your loved ones vaccinated, get everyone vaccinated so that we will overcome this problem as soon as possible. Now, for survival, businesses now must quickly adapt to new processes. So remember, students, when you leave the campus, you must be prepared with these tools and skills. You know that I've given you the background of what's happening in reality. This is what's really happening. So you should now be prepared yourself while businesses are now scratching their heads and looking for new processes, looking at new priorities, looking at new habits, how business can be changed, the model to respond to the current pandemic and all that. You can get yourself prepared before you go to the actual real world. You have all the opportunity, you have the resources, you have your lecturers and all that. Speak to them and discuss with them and see how you can actually move up on that note. Now, business and individuals like you need to have a growth mindset. This is the area I like to focus. Students like you must have a growth mindset in order to build resilience and drive innovation. So you must make use of your days in the college and universities, try to develop this skill, the notion of growth mindset. Now this is important because I want to share a slide with you now. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh, there are two kind of people out there in the university and colleges. You have one group of people who are towards the growth mindset, and then you have someone who's very complacent and very easygoing with a fixed mindset. That means you are saying that whatever I know is enough for me. No. Students, please, you must have the mindset of a growth. You want to know more. You want to see what the problems are, how you can overcome these problems day to day. You must have this growth mindset. This is important. When I talk about growth mindset and fixed mindset, I'm always fascinated with Dr. Carroll. I'm sure those of you who have done psychology, you know Dr. Carroll. I like what she has said about growth mindset. It says, she clearly says that the passion for stretching yourself and sticking to it, even during hard times like today, during the pandemic and all that, when the going is not well, the hallmark of growth mindset must be there. That means you want to stretch yourself. You want to make sure that I want to get this over and prepare myself, because the challenges you're facing is online learning, online assessment, everything is online. We are not used to it. You want your teachers to hold your hands and all that, but now you don't have that opportunity. These are the trying time you must have this growth mindset in you. This is the mindset that allows you to thrive during the most challenging time. If you can adapt yourself and train yourself during this college time, trust me, when you go to the real world, you'll be able to adapt quickly. You'll be able to understand how to overcome problems from that. At the same time, students who are in the same complacent side, who believe their intelligence, it's okay, I have enough, you will stay where you are. You will never grow. So there have been a lot of studies been done whereby students with growth mindset outperform those students who just believe intelligence is enough. So students, remember this. You must have this growth mindset. This is the first tool I'm giving to you. You must have this in order to be successful in your workforce. Now, I understand when you are planning yourself in the final year and you want to develop your career goals and all that, you're always looking at how it's going to benefit you in your career in the long term. But sometimes there are some unintended, imaginable, or disruption takes place in your career. So no matter how much people how much you analyze and prepare yourself, there are some unforeseen changes will take place in your life. So you got to be prepared for that. No, now why I'm saying this is because in order for you to the, prepare for an unexpected moment or situation, you have to build resilience. You have to build resilience and adaptability into your career. These two factor have to be part of your life now. If you remember vividly the Star Trek movie, the Star Trek movie, it says to boldly go where no man has gone before. You have to go there to expect the unexpected. That's what life is all about. So in order to expect the unexpected, you have to build your resilience. You have to build your adaptability into any situations along your career path. This is important. Now, very simply, resilient is you're able to bounce back from disruptions. Something that is not normal, something you're not going to class, you're not going to meet your lecturers and all that, and now you're asked to do online teaching, you adapt immediately. You say, I can do it, you do it. That means you're bouncing back from the disruption. This is not normal, but I have to do it. That's how it's going to be. So this is where you have to be quick and fast to do that. Don't wait. Number two, adaptability. You have to reformulate. If you feel that I've already got this process prepared for me to get this exam done, I have to look for an interview and job. Now, because of the current situation, things have changed. Now, adapt immediately, quickly reformulate your strategies now. What should I do now? Do I have to wait for an interview? You go, prepare yourself, look at what's happening in the industry. Don't wait. So reformulate, adapt yourself quickly. So you have to be resilient, at the same time to be adaptability. Adapt is very important. So it's important to build this in you before you leave the college or university. Resilience, adaptability. Because when you go for interviews, as an interviewer, I will see you in your eyes whether you have this. Because the business are going through this changes. So I need people in the organization who are able to have resilience in that. I need to have people who quickly adapt to situations so that I don't have to worry myself spending a lot of time in training you again. This is what big guys in the industry are looking for. Now, I know I'm sure you heard about career shocks. Career shocks, there are two aspects of career shocks. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. The positive ones are fantastic. Career shocks, I mean, you plan to get a promotion in end of the year, but your promotion comes to you tomorrow. You don't have to wait, you're happy. That's career shock because you wanted sometime a year's time, but someone gives you. And then you want what do you call a career shock, for example, a positive shock is you are given a promotion or given a recognition by an organization we didn't expect at all. That's a positive shock. At the same time, you anticipate this, fantastic. You make use of this and move on. A positive career shocks. But when you have negative career shocks, this is where you need to be resilient and be able to adapt yourself. What's happening today? When I say negative career shocks, when you are preparing yourself for your interviews, suddenly the interview is called off. I give you a classic example. My daughter, who finished the final year, and she was given interview deadlines, and she's preparing a career. She's going to get an interview. She's going to go for the interview and then build a career in the UK. Everything was planned. Doom, pandemic came about, and she was crying. I told her, don't cry. This is reality. Things will change. You see? So what she did was immediately, now she has to immediately adapt herself to see that now I can't do, all the organizations in UK have shut down their doors. Interviews have been postponed. Everything was called off. So she has no choice to come back to Malaysia and then try opportunity at home. I told her, keep trying, no harm. And she got it. You see, as long as you're resilient, you don't fall off, you're strong, you're mentally strong, and you're able to adapt to the new situation, you will succeed. The moment you fall in during these hard times and you do not want to try, please, you need help. Speak to your teachers, speak to your seniors. So move to the negative aspect. You must find ways how you can convert your negative shocks into positive shocks. That's important. Very, very important. How you must also look at how people have gone into furloughs and how people have been asked to take reduction of 50%, spell pay cuts and all that, which is not favorable at all. As individual workforce, you want to make sure everything goes smoothly as explained. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Well, that's what's happening today. So prepare yourself. No matter what circumstance you are through, always change your negative shocks into positive shock. Turn it so that it becomes favorable to you. So you need to be resilient and adaptable. Not only that, it helps you to turn negative career shock into career adaptability and resilience, but you will be successful. So my tagline is be prepared and ever ready. Always, that should be a tagline at the back of your head. Be prepared and ever ready. That's how you should be. When you wake up in the morning, that's how the notion should be. You're always prepared for any challenges that come by. Because remember, you're not alone. Everyone out there, same problem. If everyone sees the problem, nothing moves forward. So you've got to sit down and take it into you, and then you change yourself. Now, I don't have to talk about the hospitality skills. I'm sure your college and university has taught you this. But remember, it is very, very relevant and important today. The hard skills and the soft skills. You know, you know that we are now doing a program here in Malaysia to look for retrenched hotel workers, people in the hotel industry, retrench them, to train them and place them. You know what the hotels are telling me now? We don't have space. Well, the hotels business is still about, I would say, 40% at the moment in Malaysia, and they're saying that we cannot recruit anyone. Can we train our existing staff to have more hard skills? So you must, that means you're going to wear 2, 3 different caps while working in an environment now. You must be prepared to wear 2 or 3 hats in your working environment now. That means you're very good at your soft skills. At the same time, you know some technical skills. You're going to combine them. You have to have that now. You cannot say that I'm a fantastic speaker, I can talk to people, I'm a fantastic soft skill manager. No, you need the hard skills. Now, both, if you're able to combine both very well, you will be successful. The perfect combination of hard skill and soft skill will result in a team that has vast industry knowledge to expert perform their job tasks. That means, remember, hoteliers are now trying to see whether you are able to do the digital marketing and not all that within the house rather than outsourcing because they want to cut costs. So they want to do it themselves. So if you can find ways how you can help the hotel business itself within your own organization, you will be successful. That's why I say the IQ and EQ, the emotional intelligence must be built in within you. You must be able to understand and recognize your own emotions. If you're able to understand or recognize your own emotions, and then you're able to recognize and understand emotions of others, if you're able to do that, you are successful. You are able to communicate, you're able to bring the business to the next level because of your skills you have. So that's important. Very, very important. Now, as students from the industry, the tourism and hospitality industry, you are going to, I'm sure you know that you are working in a borderless and heterogeneous team now. You must be prepared for that. So you'll be working with people who are coming from different backgrounds to be prepared for that. And today you're working in Manila, tomorrow you might be in Bangkok, or you may be in Jakarta. Be prepared for that. That's the world's going to be. The whole landscape is changing now. Be prepared for that. Be prepared. You must be able to understand culture, designing memorable guest experience. It doesn't matter who your guests are, you may be able to adapt that. So, as students of this university, how many of you have, apart from your mother tongue and English, what other languages have you mastered? You always accept knowing an additional language. This is another asset you must have within you. And then at the same time, I'd like to ask you, when we encountered this pandemic in early March 2020, And from then till now, there are a lot of gaps in between. Sometimes the university was shut down, colleges were shut down. How many of you actually took the trouble and initiative to go and learn something extra online? How many of you? If you have done, you have to develop constantly your personal development. You must take this opportunity to go and learn additional skills while pursuing your college degrees and all that. This is important. So when you leave college, you not only you have the college degree with you, but you also have other skills certifying you have mastered these programs. This is important. So essentially, it's time has come for you, all of you in the university and colleges. Remember, while pursuing your degree at the university and colleges, take up additional skills, get it certified. This is important because this will definitely help you. Again, a classic example, my daughter. I made her go through that. That's why she got into the interview and she was successful because she got a degree in her hand and she got 3 other certificates on the other side during the pandemic. That has helped her because the HR director told her, you are amazing because you have this plus this. That's what you should have. The additional skills. Be flexible and be agile in whatever you do. Don't be rigid. Be flexible and be agile in whatever you do. Now you must, time again, people at the new business environment is requesting and asking students to have an entrepreneurial mindset. This is important because you are going to a business world, whether it's the hotel industry or tourism or retail industry, you are in the business world. And they need staff who have entrepreneurial mindset. How are you able to have entrepreneurial mindset to help the business grow? This is where the contribution should come in. Able to solve problem and all that. This is important. Now, I'm sure this is what I love most because as students in the hotel or tourism industry, someone will never even touch this because you always think design thinking is for manufacturing. Design thinking is for designing cars and rockets and handphones and computers and all that. Nothing to do with hotel industry. But students, let me tell you this. You take this philosophy of design thinking, turn it around into your perspective. It works. It does wonders. I have done that myself. All you have to do is empathize with the problem you're facing. How is it if the problem you're seeing affects a human? Empathize with it, and then define the problem such that when you define the problem, you and I are able to understand in the same language. This is the problem. And then ideate it in such a way that can you solve this problem? And then do prototypes. That means in your processes, you're able to use this process to solve this problem, and then you test it in the ground. If you're able to do this in every processes you encounter, you will be successful. It doesn't only have to work in manufacturing industry, but in your day-to-day processes. This is design thinking. The design thinking should be part of your life now. Design thinking should be part of your life now. Do it, embrace it. And the other features which I'd like to share with you is always choose collaborators over competition, because you're no longer in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Today, you need to collaborate to be successful in order to overcome your competitors. So look for collaborators. 2, as students, don't be shy. Never be shy. Make the first move. Don't be hesitant. Don't ever feel that you're saying something wrong or you're not right. No, make an attempt. Make the contact proactively to introduce yourself and make your intentions very clear. Then only the other party will know what you want to do. If you're quiet, no one is going to ask you what's happening. So choose your collaborators. You need partners. Make the first move, and then share your ideas openly. In the meetings, in the classrooms, when you have situations where you need to discuss, share your ideas openly. Don't keep it within yourself. Or no point bringing it after the discussion has been completed. You're behind. Share it openly, immediately. That's important. That's essential, no? In today's student's life. I like to relate back into even before the pandemic. I'm sure your professors will be aware that the notion of academia and industry, the gap, the skill gap, has been always there. The industry captains will always complain or universities are not giving the right graduates to us and we are not doing well because we have to spend a lot of time to train them into in industry. This has been going on even before the pandemic. Remember that, students? Now, what has happened is during this pandemic, it has shortened the whole process from what could be done in 5 years into 5 days. That's what's happening now. We are condensing every processes in such a way that you're able to adapt and immediately work on it. So I want you to do that. Try to look at the various opportunities you have around you to improve yourself, personal development. This is important. And then, as I said earlier, share your ideas openly, seek out for your partners in unusual places. You don't have to remain in the Philippines or Manila itself. You can move out. Look for people in Indonesia. Look out for possible collaborators outside in Europe or Malaysia or anywhere else so that you have new ideas. So your value chain improves, increases. That's what all life is all about. And then you also learn the best practices from others. As students, always look for the best practices. How can you borrow best practices and improve yourself? That's important. And then how can you change? You study, if you're looking at customers, you're looking at clients, see what their patterns like. See how can you change their behavior. That's where the EQ comes in, emotional intelligence. See, how are you able to change them so that they understand that this is the right way to do things. So this is where everything's within your hands. Now, you have to collaborate with everyone, observing the best practices, and then how can business be better? That should be at the back of your mind. Because remember, your parents have spent a lot of money putting you to university and colleges for 3-4 years, and then now you are going out to earn money and repay them, not in terms of money, but in terms of satisfaction and services you're providing to the community. This is important. How you do that? You change yourself as a student perspective. This is important. And lastly, return to the fundamentals. Don't ever forget the fundamentals. Don't ever forget the fundamentals. Where you come from, who you are, what you do, and what you believe in. That's important because that essence of the fundamental always takes you to the next place. So that the customer, the business will always appreciate you for that. You will get recognition for that. So in the last 12, 13 months, I can simply say that no matter what adversity comes about, or I would say every adversity carries with it a seed of new opportunities. When you have problem, you look for solution. When you have a lot of adversities, there's a seed for opportunity in you. Now adapt, evolve, and thrive so that you will be successful. On this note, I would like to thank I hope I made myself clear as a student, because I can go on talking to you for the whole day. But this is the essence I think you need now at this point of time. No? Remember these 3 tools I've told you, embrace it, take it, and you do it. You'll be definitely successful. That's how it is. Thanks a lot.